It's Gun Loving Texan here. Going to be doing a little brief overview / review of the Springfield XDS, which is not legal in California. Shocker. Not a whole lot is these days, and it's getting pretty ridiculous. When you get it, this is how it's going to come in this nice hard case. This is the 4-inch model, the 4.0 145 ACP. Get your lock that we all have a million of. Your 2 magazines. Different backstrap for bigger or smaller hands, and a mag floor plate for the extended mags, so you don't have that gap there. Also, cool thing is it has 2 different fiber optic front sights. You get a red and a blue, whichever you prefer. And all you gotta do really is just push them through, and whatever's sticking out, you just cut it. So it's kind of cool they give you that option. And this is unloaded, no mag. So let's get this stuff out of the way and get down to business. The whole line of XDSs, XDs, XDMs, Mod 2s of Springfields, they're all made in Croatia. And they pretty much, all Smith & Wesson does is imports it, slaps their name on it, and jacks up the price. But for that being said, these are good guns, and they are high up there on the list as far as with all the other competitors. And a lot of people love them. I don't really have a whole lot of complaints about them. I'm a little iffy on their styling, but they go bang and they work really well. But the XDS 4.0, the MSRP is about $550, but you can get them anywhere from $450 to $550 online in stores. And where I live, I'm in Dallas, and on the private sale, these go for like in the 400s. They don't really go for a whole lot, which is pretty cool. You're getting a pretty good gun for pretty cheap. But this is the 4.0, which comes in 9 and 45 only. The original 3.3s, they came out with 45 first, a 9mm, now they have a 40. But the 4-inch model does not have a 40 caliber option as of yet. And you get 2 magazines. This one, something I want to mention, I did get this used, so this is not the original texturing of the XDS. This is Talon rubberized grip tape. A lot of people like it, like, Hickok 45, he puts that on all of his pistols. But this right here, these raised bumps, that's the actual grip, and it's just around the whole pistol grip. And this is, it's on the mag too. It's pretty aggressive. I'll get into that later. And then this is a Pierce pinky extension. This is what it looks like. This is a 5-round magazine. That's what it looks like. This is the 6-round magazine. The extension. That's what it looks like. Let's get into the features of the XDS. And first of all, there's a lot of safety features. For example, you get your obvious trigger safety, like most striker-fired pistols these days. You get firing pin block. And this is kind of unusual. Not a whole lot of pistols do this, but you get a grip safety, similar to 1911s. And then you have your loaded chamber indicator, which pops up when you have a round in there. And the whole point of a longer barrel, for obvious reasons, you get more accuracy, more velocity, which is kind of important for a 45 because it's going slow enough as it is. And a little bit less recoil because it's a little heavier. But the whole point is, when it comes to carrying concealed, this is the hardest part to conceal because this is what sticks out. This is what prints having a long pistol grip. The barrel doesn't really matter because this isn't typically what goes down. So why not, keep something small but give it a longer barrel for easier shooting, better accuracy, and all those other benefits. It has a dual recoil spring inside. Like I said, it's got your fiber optic front sight, which is interchangeable. They are steel. And the sights are pretty nice, and they pick up pretty nicely, pretty quickly. You get your rail for lights and lasers and all that hoopla. And the slide is made out of forged steel with a melanite finish. The specs of this real quick. Like I said, the barrel is 4 inches. Your length overall is 7 inches. Your height, depending on which mag you have with the extension, is anywhere from 4.4 to just over 5 inches tall. Your width is, this is one of the first things when it first came out was so new and revolutionary was, you have a 45 caliber weapon that is less than an inch thick. This is 0.9 inches thick. This is very thin. Very easy to conceal. Your weight is 23.5 ounces, and that's unloaded. And your trigger is about 5.5 to 7.5 pounds. So just kind of seems like it's a little heavier than that. So I'll get into that in just a second. The pros and the cons and my experiences with the XDS. First of all, jump into the cons. Not necessarily a whole lot, but like I was saying with the cons, with the trigger, it's, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it, and it's something that, you know, you might want to consider if you get a chance to test fire them. But it's pretty heavy. And it's just, I don't know, there's something about it that it's pretty heavy and it's pretty stiff. But I mean, everyone's different on how they view triggers. That's just my 2 cents, just letting y'all know. And the texturing, and that's why there's this grip tape on here from the person previous to me did, is the texturing is both a pro and a con. It is very aggressive, and you get a very good grip on the weapon. It's not going to slip out of your hands if it's mud, blood, sweat, water, whatever. I mean, it's going to stay in your hands, but also when it comes to shooting this at the range or whatever, it can get, you know, a little bit painful, and you will get indentions in your hand. It's pretty aggressive, but it doesn't really bother me. But that's just something a lot of people have brought up, and just something I thought I'd mention. But the pros is obvious reasons. It's very concealable. It's very thin, and it packs a lot of punch for being a 45. And you get a longer barrel, and it keeps the same length as the 3.3, but you get a longer barrel. So, you know, why not? And for what it is, for shooting a 45, I find it pretty easy to shoot, pretty doable. Like with the 3.3s, I was amazed how well you can shoot a 45 in a small frame pistol. And this is a little bit easier just due to the extra barrel, the longer barrel. It gives a little bit more weight and things like that. So it's even, if you think the 3.3 is nice and easy to shoot, this just makes it a little bit better. And that's about it. It's, you know, it's a pretty easy shooting 45 for being small frame. It's very thin, easy to conceal. You got a lot of safeties to it. And there's really not a whole lot to complain. I definitely, if you're looking for a single stack, maybe kind of looking for 45s, I definitely say give this one a try. Go get it test fired, handle it. This is definitely one to try. But if you guys have any questions, comments, or anything, please let me know, and thanks for watching.